That's cool. Hey, one of the reasons we're so excited about being here at CES each year is the fact that we have sports business innovation, talking the business of sports, talking about fans, talking about teams, athletes. And here's a look and listen at some of the panels we had this morning here in Vegas.
This morning we announced Turner Ignite Sports. By extending our content and data-rich ad capabilities to now include all of our sports, entertainment, kids, and news properties, Turner Ignite is providing brands the space to build an unparalleled consumer experience that taps into the power of fandom.
What is it, Sue, your favorite app?
I mean, Uber. And I have some ideas on some extra swipes. Got UberX, Uber Pool, I got some other ideas.
Grant Hill.
The Atlanta Hawks app.
No, you can't.
You didn't say that. You didn't say it.
Can't do it.
Say that.
No, be something besides the Atlanta Hawks app.
Well, staying with the Uber theme, I'll say Uber Eats because we don't have a chef in our household, so we like to eat out a lot. Uber Eats.
Mark?
Go on.
Well, Uber probably because I live in cars and on the road, but also TripAdvisor for the very same reasons. Restaurant apps and hotel apps.
You've got to save the panel on this answer.
You know, my may surprise people.
Uber, what to eat?
My favorite app is Evernote. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's called Evernote, and it's across all your devices. You use it to organize your notes and files, and I use it all the time. So I have for all our team contacts, for business contacts, and again, it's whether it's on your PC or your tablet or your phone, and I think it's a fantastic app.
I'm a nerd at heart. And I'm usually trying to figure out what's coming out, and that's what interests me here. So when I do get my breaks, I do. I'm looking up. I'm on all the tech blogs and trying to figure things out.
That last man was Dexter Fowler, who joins us here on our pregame show. Dexter Fowler,
World Series champion,
Chicago Cubs.
Where your ring at, man?
A year ago.
I just got this one on there. You know, I went to St. Louis, so
yeah.
Welcome, champion.
They have to send me my ring.
Okay, champion, and Kenny champion. Yeah, so.
What about Chuck?
No, he don't know what that feels like.
That was a shot across.
No, it wasn't a shot. It wasn't a shot. I was just saying, as a champion, welcome.
You know what? I'm blessed to be on here.
Welcome.
I'm happy to be here.
I wasn't lucky enough to ride Dwayne Wade's and Kobe's coattails my whole career.
See, you've touched just a little bit of a nerve.
Hey, man, listen. So, listen, number one, I know we're here to talk about technology. Chicago Cubs probably have the best fans in the world. What was that city like? Because, you know, first of all, you had an incredible year. You get down 3-1. What was that city like after y'all won the World Series?
You could actually, it was crazy because you saw people crying, like grown men crying on the street. So you're going through the parade and stuff, and there's guys crying. It was crazy. And you know, you go and do the you did the parade and you look as far as you can see. There's guys in trees. They're on everywhere. 5 million people.
I know what that feels like.
Yeah, I've seen that in Houston too, a couple times.
Too,
Twice we've done it in Houston, and it's amazing to see like people like hanging over like rafters and off buildings when you're coming down. We came in fire. Did you guys have fire trucks? I'm just saying.
Yeah, we had the fire trucks right when we got off the plane.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. Did you, in between bringing Akeem water, you actually saw those people? Oh, I'll just say this. When I got to Houston, it was a dream. I made it a reality.
You've been waiting to use that.
I made it a reality. Well, first of all, he's been using it for years, Shaq, just for the record.
I do have a question for Dexter. I have a question, a serious baseball question. Because Chuck over here is not a fan of analytics. And baseball is basically where analytics started. Are you a fan of analytics in baseball, putting a team together?
No, I like the eye test.
Thank you, Dexter.
I like the eye test.
Dexter.
You know what? You use that type of stuff to help build a team, but you can't go all in with.
Thank you, Dexter.
But Dexter, here's what you see.
Dexter.
Here's what you see in Major League Baseball too. A lot is that you have front offices that have these analytics experts, and a lot of times managers are getting some of their marching orders from,
Ernie, we can't take you serious.
From GMs, et cetera, who are saying, this is the better lineup to have against this pitcher. That's why when this guy's. I mean, you've seen that firsthand, right?
Yeah, for sure. You see that all the time. But at the end of the day, you know, if you have, you know, you look at Joe. If Joe Madden, if he has, you know, he can look outside the box. And if this guy, if he thinks this guy's going to excel in this situation, it happens.
Hey, Dexter, let me tell you why.
That's why he's a good manager.
You know why y'all won the World Series? What had nothing to do with analytics? It had to do with Fowler, Rizzo, Bryant, Chapman, those guys.
Forgive me while I take this off for just a moment.
Thank you. Ernie, you got an afro, Ernie.
Is it working?
It's working like this. You're sweating.
Oh, yeah, I am.
So I don't know if sweat propels hair growth.
I see a couple new strands.
There we go.
But don't put it on the palm of your hand. That's
Who
all.
is that? That's the future.
Back to the future.
Biff.
Well, when you think now about your future, though, Dexter, and you signed a 5-year deal with the St. Louis Cardinals now, and I was reading something very interesting the other day, because they're excited to have you there because you've always been a guy who will speak your mind, social issues-wise, and St. Louis is an area where they could use some help in bridging some divides up there. Do you see yourself in that kind of a role?
Yeah, you know, growing up, I've always seen myself in that kind of role, and you know, it's the relationship I've nurtured. You know, I've gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, and then coming out and being able to be on the forefront of things is definitely going to be special, and nothing I'm going to take lightly.
You got one championship, so when it's all said and done for the great Dexter Fowler, how many rings would you like to have on your
6.
trophy mantle?
6.
That's a great number.
Hey, Dexter, you started out, when we started this interview, you talked about what a technology guy you were. Number one, what fused your interest in technology, and what are some of the things you've been excited to see here?
I'm not gonna lie, I was walking around here and it was kind of overwhelming. There is so much technology here that it's, like I said, you don't know where to go. With my wife and I, we just built a house, so you know, I'm going looking at the home audio stuff, and that stuff interests me.
Yeah, I think you got to be specific, because you have to say, this is what I'm going to look for.
Exactly.
Because it could be overwhelming in terms of, as people come here to buy, and they say, I'm only buying because my store kind of has this in it. But the other, you had another question?
Doesn't he look like Chris Paul and Paul George had a baby? Look at him, America.
That'd be a weird baby.
That'd be an interesting combination of. But I'm gonna leave that alone.
I know you're a big social media guy too, and I saw the other day, or around Christmas, you were just giving things away to folks. By the way, this was one of the most adorable tweets of all time, with your daughter and her new Cardinals hat.
Yeah. She saw me with the Cardinals hat on, and comes downstairs and she was literally taking her car down the stairs. I was like, no, this is my car. And I'm going to St. Louis. And I was like, all right, you got it.
I have another question. So what happened the other day when you were giving all your stuff away? And give me an example. What kind of things were you giving to just folks out there who would read your tweets?
You know what? I was giving away. We gave some opening day tickets out, you know, for jerseys, for, you know, whoever had the best jersey on. It's a number of things. It's just my wife and I, we come up with some things and, you know, and decide to give it away.
How difficult, because, you know, both. I don't know if, Shaq, you did it in your career, but when you won your championship, and there's a special bond on that type of team, and then you go through this parade, and then you're leaving. Like, what emotion, and signing a new deal, like, that emotion is unique, because most guys are looking forward to the next season as repeating as champion and all of those things.
Well, you know what? Those guys will always be my brothers over there. You know, we've
but
done
the 5 years, $200 million. You got 5 years, 200? Something crazy like that.
No. Congratulations, you know, not 200. We ain't up there.
150?
But now, how's it feel? Like, no, seriously, how's that make you feel?
Congratulations, though.
Thank you.
No, let me answer this question. The Cubs and the Cardinals are bitter rivals.
It's crazy because we're playing them opening day. So I'm going to look across the field and I'm going to see, you know, the boys that we went through some things with, but I'm going to, you know.
Is the game in St. Louis or Chicago? It's in Louis or Chicago?
It's in St. Louis.
Because the funny thing is, Shaq, the first time when I got traded and I was playing against Sacramento, halftime, I started running into the Sacramento just by habit, by being there for 2 years.
Right.
So when you go back to Chicago, you're going to start doing things of your habitual things that you're not supposed to be doing because you
I don't think I'm going to fit in that visiting dugout. I mean, in the visiting clubhouse, because it's so small that I'm going to know which I'm going to know which way. When everybody's filing in to go one way, I think that's the way I'll go.
And lastly, just I mean, how do you put into words what you were able to do for the city of Chicago when you think about 1908 and you think about those years of frustration, to be part of that team, Dexter, and part of that experience that brought a championship to the Cubs?
It was a true blessing. Not a lot of people know that I signed a one-year deal to come back. I was a free agent, and you know, to be able to experience this with the Cubs is, you know, that's one of the greatest championships that's ever been won. So.
We congratulate you on that. We thank you for spending some time with us today here in Las Vegas. Always good to see you.
They say you use the eye grow. That's how you're big.
I've got to get back to this eye grow.
Hey, be careful. It'll give you waves.